Hey guys, per usual, everything on this channel is for educational purposes only and is not intended as financial advice. So first off, there was a trade. Let's take a look. On the last 4 hour, we took a long and it was up 37% straight to zero. So lesson learned. Current market is trailing stop mode for sure. Versus stops on the 4 hour using fractals or Heikin-Ashi. I moved stop to break even because I didn't want to see that go negative after being up 35%. So that's the rationale there. Some people hate the break even stop, but it depends on the market conditions, I think. So let's take a look here. Go down the list, be a good trader. Naked, I don't see anything of note necessarily. This candle is certainly ugly, but again, we're just sort of like wide ranging down. Fibs we'll turn on in a second. Heikin-Ashi, let's go to that. You can see we had the two green candles, which was the long entry. You ride that until you see the red candle. You either close or place the stop below here. So you could still be in the trade with a stop below here. But based on this, I didn't, my entry wasn't good. It was like 957 or something. So I didn't want to be that far down in a stop. So again, I just left it at break even, which is fine. Not ideal, obviously, but what are you going to do? B-bands don't tell me much here other than we're tightening quickly, surprisingly. You can see this squeeze starting to come in. It doesn't mean it can't range, you know, for an extended period of time once the squeeze comes in, but it just says we're squeezing on the 4 hour, starting to. So we turn on fibs, a fib from this to the bottom, which is about here. You can see we don't get much useful information out of that. I don't think right now currently. There's certainly, these are considered targets or potential reversal zones. But you can see how it busted through this level and then pulled back. So right now, I don't think the fibs are too important, just on the way I have them set up right now. What's perhaps more important is this falling wedge, which might fall right into the previous support zone here. Let me just move this around here. This might be, you know, all the way down to here. And if we turn on the yearly, you can see there's also support there for the yearly pivot. So we'll see if it gets that low. That's going to be rough on high time frames, but it is what it is. If we turn on oscillators for a second, we can see that the bull diff played out, lower low, higher low on RSI. You can also see we didn't make it past 50, which says we're trending in a bearish market. If it were to bounce above 50, that would be a bullish trend continuation. So that, again, this speaks for lower lows maybe tomorrow or the day after. Now, something else to look at here is the 4 hour cross on the Stoke, which tells me the move is sort of finished for now. It doesn't mean it can't keep going, it just tells me the probability is less that it will keep going. If I turn on cloud and 5200, first we can see that the 5200 cross happened here. It's still bearish. The real entry with size would be a 5200 cross again. Which doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon, but should we get a massive spike tomorrow, it's going to happen sooner. Let's turn on cloud, and you can see again, cloud says the same thing. The cross 5200 says we're in a bear market. You shouldn't be trying to long this. That's what the cloud is telling me. Bids, or rather asks, would be at the Kijun here, and you're expecting bearish continuation. There's this amazing setup for a bullish butterfly harmonic. I posted this in the Brave New Coin article. So you can look at this in any time frame. I just chose the 4 hour. And these numbers roughly match the bullish butterfly. I'm excluding this on purpose just to make this fit. The target would be this zone here or the diagonal resistance from A to C onward, however that would look in the current time frame. So that's Bitcoin. Let's move to Ethereum. Naked, you can see there's some sort of something flaggy downward stop run that happened here that pulled me out of a trade at 0.05 on Poloniex. If we go to Heikin-Ashi here, You can see that it's kind of noisy with our second green candle now. So there's some loose evidence there for an entry. What does it look like here? I haven't touched the 50 in a long time. So I'd like to touch the 50 really before relonging, or touching the Kijun before relonging. You can see we haven't touched that since we touched the 50 down here. Just like Bitcoin, B-bends don't tell us much here, but the squeeze is beginning to happen very early. So we turn on oscillators, we can see conversely to Bitcoin that we had a bear div, higher high in price, lower high in RSI, and a bounce from 50 on the RSI. We also have a Stoke cross below 20. So as soon as Stoke crosses 20, I think it's okay to pull the trigger on a long, depending on what everything else looks like. Again, this will be like a quarter size position. The ideal target being still this 1618 or more level up here based on the flag. So it looks good as far as evidence for continuation, but as far as evidence for an entry at the current level, I'm not really feeling it. Maybe when the Heikin Ashi closes in 2.5 hours, but I'm on the fence on that one. Switching to Dash now, let me turn on candles here. You can see price has begun to enter the cloud and below the Kijun, so this is definitely a stay out for me as far as the cloud's concerned. At this point, I definitely want the TK cross recross before doing anything. This 0.08 is a nice level for the edge-to-edge move, should that happen. And it's also a nice bid area, I think, because overall this is definitely bullish. Let me turn off fractals here. 5200, we're again flirting below the 50, so overall not a long setup for me for sure. Another way to play EMAs would be from one to the other. So from the 50 to the 200, you can see it hasn't hit the 200 since, oh man, hasn't hit the 200 since January 1st, yeah. So it's definitely due for a big pullback to the 200. So maybe this 0.08 is risky as far as their bids are concerned. Let's draw a harmonic real quick on this. So maybe something like this, bullish bat, I think. But overall, I don't feel comfortable putting bids anywhere right now, or asks, or going long with Dash, so I'm just going to stay out, just like yesterday. So that's all for today on the 4-hour follow through. We got stopped out of the long. We were in a Bitcoin and break even, which is fine. It's better than negative. Certainly not ideal. Ethereum got stopped out as well. Looks like continuation, bullish continuation, and Dash just looks like it needs better candles for an entry, and it's due for some pullback. Like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe, and happy trading.